Hey, welcome back. It's Terrific Tuesday edition of Liquid Lunch on Newsmax TV. I'm John Tobacco. We're at the Newsmax headquarters in Midtown. Downtown, the Dow is down about 80, in the red right now. Made a nice recovery yesterday. And when we get Frank off the set and replace him with OBrien Murray to mix it up with Deidre Scaramucci, it's a great recovery for the show.
She's much better looking than the previous guest we've had on before.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Certainly.
Like I said, I'm still trying to get used to my new crop do. So.
All right. Well, don't look at the monitor.
I won't. I'm just gonna look at you guys.
Yeah,
you look much.
I feel sorry for you.
Much better. No.
Let's not do any more hair analysis
Okay.
in this
Let's
segment.
move on to real things. Let's move on to real things.
So in this segment, we usually have a Republican, a Democrat, and we try to demonstrate our purpleness that Republicans and Democrats and people of different thought processes can have a conversation thoughtfully and at the end shake hands and part friends. Deidre's not exactly a left-winger, but does have...
I'm pretty purple. I think I'm pretty purple.
Yeah, I think you're pretty purple, too.
I mean, socially I'm very blue, but I'm, a businesswoman, and I think everybody needs to work and earn their keep, and I'm very red in that way.
Well, he's as red as they come, or pretty
but I
close.
get along with everybody,
Republican
honestly.
strategist.
I do too.
But I want to first address what's happening on the Democratic side, and take a look at this clip of Joe Biden, and then let's talk about how inspirational he is.
Just spoke at Dartmouth on health care. At the medical school, or not, I guess I wasn't actually on the campus, but the people from the medical school were at the, I want to be clear, I'm not going nuts. I'm not sure whether it was a medical school or where the hell I spoke, but it was on the campus.
So, Obi, he says, I'm not going nuts, but I don't remember what state I'm in. I don't remember where I spoke.
In politics, you don't repeat the charge. There wasn't even a charge, and he admits to not going nuts. So I'm kind of curious what that really says about him.
I think Trump has him on his back foot because he's calling him all these names and saying he's, Sleepy Joe and, he's delusional. So I think he's defensive.
Deirdre, you don't need anybody to keep Joe Biden on his heels.
That's true.
He can do it on his own.
That's true.
Obi, the knock against Biden for years is he's got a glass jaw. You know what I mean? He takes a couple of shots, when he's tried to run for president before and other things, takes a couple of shots and he's out of it. Other than Trump, it doesn't seem like anybody is really on his side hitting him with any shots.
Well, but they did on the debates originally. Kamala Harris did.
Kamala.
But what this has shown, I believe, is a topping point for Joe Biden. If you look at Warren and her fantastic organization, she's growing quite a bit. Iowa's strong for her. When you go from Iowa to New Hampshire, we look at the calendar, you end up in a situation where it's our neighboring state. Sanders beat Hillary Clinton there last year, who became the nominee. So he got 60%. You take that kind of number, you bring Warren and him there. The only hope Biden has, to some extent, in New Hampshire is if he wins Iowa, which he's putting all the marbles there, but hasn't been there as much as he should be. And then you get up to New Hampshire, he has to hope that the vote gets split enough that he gets out of there.
What do you think? Is Joe still in the running here?
I don't know. I don't believe any of this early polling. I think it's too early. I think we have to see what happens over the next 14 months. I think it's too early to call. But like I said, I feel like he's losing momentum, like he's losing steam. And so I'm really wondering what he's going to be like as things get hot and heavy and we narrow it down to the 10 people that are doing these debates. I don't know what's going to happen. I'm worried for him, I have to say.
And you say Joe Biden and hot and heavy. I get some terrible thoughts.
You get some bad visuals. I know,
Let's not go there.
The challenges I have with the Democratic Party, you could argue, I believe, that their whole debate format and how they're clearing everybody out
is weird.
It's anti-women. It's anti-new runner for nationwide politics. Because Kirsten Gillibrand, who I disagree politically, has more experience politically than Barack Obama did when he ran for the presidency. And yet she can't get to 2% and break through yet. I say yet. And she's out. She will be out politically.
It's unfair the way
right now,
they're doing
the next debate is 16 days away.
Yep.
They're cutting this thing off tomorrow. Do you know when Barack Obama announced his presidency? December 7th, 2017.
Right.
So prior to him even getting there. 2007.
Yeah.
Yes, correct.
It seems like yesterday. But it was a very long time ago.
Yesterday.
They've cleared out more than half. They've cleared half the field just on their own by doing this.
Well, what I find interesting is you're not going to see the way they're splitting it up. You're not going to say you wanted to see like Elizabeth Warren with Gillibrand. Like, there's people you're not going to see together on the same stage to see how they play off each other or what they have to say to each other. So it's a weird way to set up the debates because I don't think you get a full idea of everybody's thoughts or feelings on certain things.
One of the things I saw,
sway it.
yeah, I saw De Blasio.
Oh, he's on everything all
Thank
the time.
God he's not going to be
Ay.
on the stage. One of the worst mayors in American history, and still polling at less than 1%. But for some reason, Morning Joe was still having
That's
him on.
what I wanted to understand. I couldn't get that this
And
morning. why
De
he's-
Blasio was saying that he, as a reformer, even though it eliminated him, he thought the $1 donations was a good way to keep it fair for newer candidates, because all you had to do is get somebody to give you $1 to show that they're interested. Although he didn't make it, he was for it.
He knew the rules before he got in. He went in way late in the game. He's also said last night on TV here in New York, he's not planning to drop out anytime soon. He's just going to stand there as long as he has money to pay his staff, keep on
Why doesn't
going.
he focus on the city, which is crumbling around him?
Every single day, I've been living in New York City my whole life. I was born in Manhattan.
Couldn't tell by your accent.
Yeah. I'm from Arkansas.
Right.
My dad was a New York City cop, so I've seen all the facets of New York over time, and I see more and more like homeless people are literally everywhere, and it's not necessarily their fault, but
No.
De Blasio's out of New York constantly.
No, but it's his fault, the policies he set up. It's like instead of helping them and having a place for them to go, he thinks it's better to put them all on the street and let them be free individuals. They're not obviously in their right state of mind. Help them, So now they're on the streets and they're doing nothing, and it's bad for everybody. It's bad for the city.
When he puts them in housing, you know what he does with them? Puts them in hotels. You have kids?
Yes.
Imagine being in a hotel with your kids for 30 days without a kitchen and trying to function and make it.
No, you can't live like that.
And how much more expensive
it's
it
not practical.
is to buy food instead of cook at home.
Right. It's not practical.
It's not a way to help the homeless.
No.
And $800 million went to his wife for supposedly this mental health program. And most of these people that you see are homeless, or somehow or another a little
You're missing the
mentally
part.
incapacitated.
Of course.
What about that
Yeah.
other part? It went to a fund in New York City to help mentally ill. And they didn't show up for the police briefing on suicide.
That's right. And we had
That's ridiculous.
Anthony Imperatrice, the founder of Blue Lives Matter, on the other day. They were having a suicide prevention and mental health clinic for cops. And when
Where were they?
No,
They were in Staten
it
Island.
was planned to be in Staten Island with Councilman Joe Borelli. And when Blue Lives Matter said they were going to participate, the mayor.
Blasio, 34 days from now is the campaign fundraising deadline, the cutoff. How much more money he has left, and where he's going to go from here, along with the other candidates. They have debates, they have money fundraising.
I could tell you where we're going to go from here. We're going to take a quick break, and OBrien Murray, Deidre Scaramucci are going to stay with us. We're going to talk about Taylor Swift and the VMAs right after this.